My name is Tracy Olasimbo, and I'm an Evanston resident, library employee, and proud union member. As a Black and Latino woman, I take no pleasure in calling out other women of color, but I can't stay silent while our rights are violated. This is about truth, dignity, and accountability.
Now run that back. And then one more time for the people in the back row still trying to process what this courageous, smart Afro-Latino woman just said. Run that back. And then run it back again. Thank you, Tracy Christine. Thank you.
As a Black and Latino woman, I take no pleasure in calling out other women of color, but I can't stay silent while our rights are violated. This is about truth, dignity, and Black and Latino woman, I take no pleasure in calling out other women of color, but I can't stay silent while our rights are violated. This is about truth, dignity, and accountability. As a Black and Latino woman, I take no pleasure in calling out other women of color, but I can't stay silent while our rights are violated. This is about truth, dignity, and accountability. Good intentions don't excuse decisions that harm staff. On October 23rd, during All Staff Day, we learned that leadership purchased a new performance review system called NeoGov. When staff asked why we weren't staying aligned with the city's system, the executive director said, because we don't have to. And when asked about oversight, the answer was, we'll hold each other accountable. This move strips away city oversight, gives administrative staff access to private personnel files, and makes it easier to deny merit increases and also costs taxpayers thousands while we're already paying for the city system. Instead of collaborating with city leadership, it's duplicating services, HR, legal, IT, and consultants, violating bylaws and our union contract. This isn't about better service, it's about avoiding accountability. On October 15, the library board violated its own bylaws by voting on amendments without proper public notice or sharing the proposed changes. If leadership is making major decisions in secret, how can we trust them to keep the library safe? Meanwhile, community programs have been cut by a third, 33%. Staff schedules are constantly shifted to avoid paying fair wages. Beloved events have all disappeared because of leadership retaliation and new schedule restrictions. Union members are being denied the right to adjust schedules for family or medical needs, rights that are actually protected in our contract. We are missing basic logistical needs like staff onboarding, person in charge training or guidelines, and collection management guidelines. Safety monitor and social worker positions have been eliminated, but somehow there's always money for redundant HR and IT roles and or consultants. Approximately $30,000 of public money was wasted fighting a wrongful termination case the library lost. Money that could have gone to programs, books, instead of defending bad decisions. Standing up tonight did not come lightly. Union representatives have spent over a year trying to work with leadership, speaking out at board meetings, filing grievances, writing letters, and we've been ignored every single time. Evanston deserves a library that values transparency, accountability, and partnership with the city. We deserve leadership that builds trust, not secrecy, and we deserve a library that serves the people, not itself.
Thank you very much. The next.
Now, I'm not here to accuse anyone. I'm here to call attention to what's already evident in the public record. When leadership decisions happen out of the public view while a different message is presented to residents, that raises concerns about transparency and accountability. Silence allows corruption in any form to take root. Transparency protects the people, the community. This isn't a racial issue. It's an issue of integrity and trust in governance. Period. Thank you, Tracy Christine. Now continue to watch and learn what the hell is happening at the Evanston Public Library.
Good evening. My name is Frances Rhodes. I'm a library assistant at the Evanston Public Library, and I'm speaking to you today as a concerned member of AFSCME Local 1891. As a library employee, I am disgusted by the repeated and blatant lies told by the library director and the administration to the staff and to the public. They claim that there is no intention for the library to separate, and yet they continue to take functional moves away from the city, violating our memorandum of understanding, violating our collective bargaining agreement, and violating the library's own bylaws. Some examples of this are the following. On September 25th, the library posted a job opening for a human resources manager, internal to the library and separate from the city's HR. At the subsequent labor management meeting on October 9th, union representatives informed library leadership that this was in violation of their own bylaw, section 1.91, paragraph 4. What was their response? On October 15th at the board meeting, they removed the requirement that the public must be given 30 days notice before changes to the bylaws are made. They completely removed the city oversight, and they gave themselves the power to change bylaws without notice. And on October 23rd, administration announced for the first time that beginning November 1st, they will no longer be using the city's HR platform for staff evaluations and rolling out a new platform. This removes the city from the entire process and once again violates our collective bargaining agreement. Library leadership's words do not match their actions. Their deceit is clear, and so is their union busting. And so I implore the members of the council to block the library and administration from taking more steps towards separation. Say no to the maximum tax levy increase, and say no to gifting the library its multi-million-dollar building. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
In terms of AFSCME, let's not break up the AFSCME local. The Public Works presentation you just had didn't even mention that the reason we have good public facilities is the members of AFSCME, not the city council, not the staff of the city, but the workers who go out there in freezing weather and plow our streets, and who said when cars have gotten stuck have stopped that plow and pushed those people out of the snow so they can get on their way. If it wasn't for AFSCME, our city wouldn't run.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Eileen O'Neill. Tonight you heard from a lot of our members of the library, but as president of Local 1891, I am here to address the assault on our union. Library leadership continues to repeat lies, even though they know the information is false. The first lie they tell is that leadership is not represented in our negotiations and that they need a separate contract. This is not true. The library director sits right next to the city manager at the bargaining table. The second lie they tell is that our contract does not address library operations or staff, and that's why they need a separate contract. This is not true either. You can read our contract and all of the library provisions for yourself. The third lie they tell to our members is that library employees need to separate and form a separate union for representation. Clearly, not true. We represent. The fourth lie they tell, and this is a new lie, that leadership has no idea why we're here tonight. Not true. For almost 2 years, we have fought the unfair labor practices through grievances and labor meetings, HR complaints, arbitration. We approached the board president directly last December and were rebuffed. We submitted petitions, spoke at board meetings, and rallied. There's absolutely zero possibility that library leadership has no idea why we're here tonight. And the biggest lie of all is that library employees are not city employees. This is completely false, no matter how many times they repeat it. So why do they keep lying? They are lying to undermine our collective power, because 1891 stands strong against unfair labor practices, and 1891 stands strong against the hostile work environment that our members have been experiencing for 2 years. They also tell these lies to evade city oversight, which includes HR. We know HR is not perfect. We have our own concerns with HR around public works and the hiring process, but that doesn't mean that you create a second HR and charge the taxpayer twice. Instead, it means you work with the city in good faith to address concerns. And now they ask for a 10% tax levy increase and a gift of a multi-million-dollar building, giving them the funds to cut and run and leave the public holding the bag. Mayor Biss, you've said that you support unions. We hope that you hear our members tonight, and we hope that you hold the library board accountable and they in turn hold the director accountable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next speaker.
So, let me get this straight. The Evanston Public Library leadership says they don't even know why the union showed up in protest to this council meeting. Come on now. When staff are filling council chambers, that signals something deeper. You can't claim confusion while your team is calling for help. That's not leadership. That's deflection. Residents, pay attention and stay in the know. Because as much as the Evanston Public Library leadership talks about breaking away from the city of Evanston, the politics look a little too familiar. Major decisions happening quietly without clear transparency. Save this short video and stay informed, Evanston. Transparency protects the people, the community.